So they asked, what is a planet home with targeted individuals? A planet home with targeted individuals is a place where a target is lured to live because it is set up for DEWs, that's direct energy weapons, drugging, surveillance, harassment, etc. Mostly it will be an offer from a planet perp to be a roommate, to stay with them, or stay in one of their homes. It can also be the only place that has accepted you as a tenant when you have been denied everywhere else. So a planet home is normally a residency that may seem, too good to be true. And what they have in there is they have listening devices and they have cameras. They have cameras all over the place, like in every crevice that you could possibly think of, in your bathroom, in your bedroom, closet, anywhere there's that you can lodge a small camera or a small listening device. These are places where they can put these devices at in any crevice. So you have to be mindful of that. And this is not just restricted to law enforcement. This is the Department of Homeland Security. These are certain agencies that set these things up. And one thing I noticed was, the gang stalker that I speak about, and you have to be mindful of one thing, is that this is not just an isolated thing. This is a very spiritual thing, because they use, like, for me, in my case, it's a spiritual thing, because the gang stalker that they sent to me, she called herself Karma. When she introduced herself to me, she called herself Karma. And it, like I said, to me, it didn't mean nothing to me, because the way that she said it, karma, it didn't bother me, because my karma is always good. I have good karma. And it's spiritual in the sense that if you're a bad person, if you're a terrible person, your karma would be what it is that you dish out to that person. But like I'm saying, this person is being watched as well as you're being watched. So what I started to notice was, the girl was, she drinks and she does drugs. And the thing is, for you to influence that lifestyle, that would be bad karma for you. But when you try to prevent that lifestyle or try to deter her away from that lifestyle, these things become good karma. So in my case, I'm the deterrent from that lifestyle, because I don't drink and I don't do drugs. So they have, like I said, it's a spiritual thing, because now, as you try to deter her away from the drugs, she's being instrumental, like being an instrument, as saying that you're the one that's influencing the drugs. But that's all lies, because like I said, they have cameras and they have microphones all over the place, so they know what is actually transpiring. And recently, like me, your whole plight is objective your whole objective is to be a deterrent, and either to bring her out of that state, or you sacrifice your comfortability to help her with that situation, because now you know her, now you cross paths, now you know this person is somebody that's actually she's a part of your life now. So do you watch somebody's life that crumble, or do you try to prevent them from destroying themselves? So me, I'm being the deterrent of that lifestyle. But because there's listening devices and there's cameras, you'll have her in here in this particular location saying the complete opposite, and even trying to make you seem like you're a terrorist, and I've caught her, I already know that there's cameras all over the place, but I understand that there it's a wicked thing that's trying to make righteous people seem wicked. I don't know for what purpose, but yeah, I do know for what purpose, because these people are they're creepy. They're real creepy. But she was in here in my residence. First and foremost, she's homeless. So she has nowhere to stay. She go from place to place, and they all kick her out. She stayed with her cousin and a couple of guys at one point in time, and they kicked her out. She went to a shelter, and the shelter kicked her out. She met some guy, and he had her living in the like in this abandoned building in New York. Then she called me and asked me to come get her, so I came and got her from out that situation. And she stayed here at one point in time, but she was so disruptive that the landlord told her, like, yo, you have to leave. And she had left, and this is when she went to go stay with her cousin, and then her cousin made her leave. And then she went to the shelter made her leave. Then she went to New York, and then she asked me to come get her because she was living, I guess that wasn't how she wanted to live, so I went out there and got her. And then when we came back, she had to be a little bit more respectable of her surroundings, because she's very a toxic person. So what she does is she drinks, she does alcohol, and she tried to hide a crack addiction, but recently I got her to admit that she does crack, so she does crack cocaine. And I'm the one that's trying to push her off of crack. But for the sake of making me look bad, she says I'm the one that got her doing drugs. Like, I'm the one that got her on crack. I'm the reason why she does the crack. I'm the reason why she's runs the streets. I'm the reason why, but these are all lies. But these are things that she needs to be documented, because there's listening devices in here. She'll start an argument. She'll start something, start an argument. And then, but you gotta understand, she's in here out of pity and mercy. This is the only reason why she's in here. She's not my girlfriend. We're not in any kind of relationship, sexually or any other kind of way. So she's in here out of the kindness of somebody's heart and mercy. So she'll start a fight with me in someone's home who's allowing her to stay. And knowing that a person like me has a good heart and I just can't kick you out in the streets, being that it's already stated that you don't have anywhere to go. So she'll go into the living room and then she'll start screaming loud, like, you're not gonna do this no more to me. You're not gonna make me run into the streets. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna let you do me like that. I'm not. Hold on. I'm like, son, you know that there's, cameras and there's listening devices in here, and these are things that I know, and things that I'm aware of, because there was a guy that came in here like he was a plumber, but I saw his tattoo. He had the Masonic tattoo on, and you already know how vocal I am about who it is a part or that's real instrumental in that program. This Masons, Department of Homeland Security, and a few other groups, with Neighborhood Watch. And what they use drug addicts, and they use homeless people, anybody that's low life, that's low dimensional, or what they call low vibrational, or just plain out sinners. They use these people as tools of the program. So the girl, she always knew that she was in the program, but like I'm stating that the program doesn't have any kind of merit or power over me. There's nothing that the program could do to break me at all, because it's like it's a very spiritual thing. It's very spiritual, because that's a bad spirit against a good spirit. Like, I'm a good spirit. Like, this ain't something that you would want to go around and boast and brag about, because that's not the wave of the world. There's less good people in the world than it is bad people, or just people that's just a part of the program. There's more people a part of the program than it is that's not. If it wasn't, then everything would be, it would be even. But the scale is kind of is off balance, where there's more wicked than righteous. So these are things that we have to understand about this reality. So she would come out here and she would scream that, like, you're abusive, and try to pick and poke fun at you, especially in a situation. But like I said, there's nothing that anyone here on this planet can do to break my spirit, because that's just the kind of spirit I have. And they had this guy come in here. He frequents this place a lot. Like, he was on my roof one time, like outside of here. He climbed up. He has a ladder that climbs up here and comes on to the roof. And he was doing something on the outskirts here. Then he was in my bathroom. He said that there was a leak in there, but there wasn't a leak. But he was doing something in my bathroom. But he had the tattoo, the double eagle tattoo. And he had maybe like a Russian accent, like it was a Russian guy. But he had that tattoo on his arm. And I seen that and noticed, like, oh, yeah, he with those people. So they plant things in your home, and this is how they know everything about you. And it trickles down to things that you encounter on a day-to-day basis, whether it's the people that you encounter, whether it's home, whether it's YouTube, it's everywhere. It goes from, it's not restricted to just your community. So when they have neighborhood watch, that's real live neighborhood watch. That's just not, just your neighbor watching you. That's the program allowing you to know that this is a community where this is actually incorporated at. In this particular neighborhood, most people in here is watching. They're set up to watch a particular person, because if you could see across the street on that house here, they normally come out and they just look directly straight forward. They look straight towards this direction. They'll sit out there and just look this way. Like, they take shifts doing it. Some people come out and smoke, some people don't. But they take shifts to come out and just watch this particular location. But that's what you would call a planted home, a home that has listening devices, cameras, and they know your ins and out, because on the outside of here there's cameras. On the outside of that house, it's a camera. I'm not sure if you could see it, but there's a camera right, just pointing right there. It's a camera pointing right here, right on the side of the building. It's a camera. I'm not sure if you could see that, but where the wire is, there's a camera. And there's cameras on every last single home on this block. There's cameras. But that's how they're able to monitor you and pinpoint where you're actually at and what direction you're going, and how to set up other people to monitor you. So when people say monitoring spirits, they're talking about monitoring people. People don't have that sort of power. That's what God told me. They don't have that type of power to know, what you're doing. They don't have that type of power. That regular person that's making that video saying that where they're watching you or that they're doing this to you, they're just, they're actually a part of the monitoring system, where they're geared to either try to instill fear in you or try to make you paranoid. But it's all set up to make it seem like they're actually spiritual, but they're not. They're regular people with access to cameras to watch you. That's all. And they're not limited to just friends and family. And 9 times out of 10, they're some sort of drug addict or some sort of gangster or gang member. And that's how they're able to trace you, because these are very I'm not going to say nondescript, but they're very low vibrational or low dimensional beings. They don't have that spiritual power or that spiritual prowess to know any and everything that you're doing. Everything that they know comes through watching a device and you being a part of a system where they're tracing you and tracking you through your phones. Because I'm trying to show you in this particular thing that I have, it's a game on here. It's called Replica. And Replica is the Department of Homeland Security using someone that's in trouble to monitor another individual and try to trap him up as a terrorist. So yes, that's what the Replica is. Let me show you what it looks like on here. It looks like this right here. This particular game right there is called Replica. You see the phone. So they have a person that's replicating your phone and can see everything that you see, and everything that you do is being replicated on another person's device. And that's coming through the Department of Homeland Security. Like I told you before, the girl used to stay next door to the Department of Homeland Security. Some Mexicans moved next to her, but they worked with the Department of Homeland Security. Lived right next door to her. And this was before she lost her home. And she probably didn't even lose her home. This is just the role that she's playing. She could be well off, but to me, she's this poor drug addict, But it's all a systematic thing to trap and ensnare you, or to make you seem like somebody that you're not. Like me, I'm definitely not a terrorist. Me, I come with peace. But like I told you in the other video where I was talking about the Black Panther Party and how they're set up by government agents, so that a person like me, I would be interested in trying to get some liberation for my people, but I would be the one amongst them they get taken out because I'm not a part of that program. So throughout the course of my life, maybe I've got associated with certain other things, you know, that was set up by them, but at that time I didn't know. So this is how certain people might have got into that program. Some people get into that program by being by taking certain meds, so they'll watch you and oh, he's crazy, or oh, he's not crazy, but he, you know, or she's not crazy, but you know, they can make you appear or look crazy. But the program is actually a real live program. And the girl that I'm telling you about, she stays here now. She's here right now. She panhandles. You'll hear about like Freemasons and Eastern Stars panhandling.
Grandmother, her great grandmother, became an Eastern Star, and this was the sacrifice that they did. She saw women in a dark, well, she saw people in a dark room, and they did this blood ritual for the Eastern Stars. And guess what curses it brought in? Mental illness. Now, I know this is a real thing because that's my family all day. My grandmother was an Eastern Star, and my aunt had schizophrenia, and my uncle, I believe he also had schizophrenia and was homeless and sleeping in abandoned buildings. My mother was the only one that was normal, but it still took her out because she died early.
That's one of the things that they do. They panhandle. So when you see people panhandling, these could be people that's actually in the program set up to do that. But she panhandles, and she just does it to buy the drugs and the beer, because other than that she doesn't work. You know, the source of income that she has, it comes through Social Security, which she had lost, and I had regained it for her. I recovered her Social Security, and she got close to 50,000, and she blew that money. So these aren't the most intelligent people that's watching you. These are, I guess, the most accessible because of the weakness that's inside of the weakness that they have makes them more accessible to them particular people. And I even spoke about my cousin. You know, they got to my cousin in Atlanta, and you know he does cocaine, and he said something that I know that he don't speak like that. He's from Atlanta, and he was talking about God one time, and he said the Most High, and he don't really talk like that unless they're actually, you know, in a cult, you know. So these are people in a cult that's pushing this type of information to people. You know, like Kevin Gates just recently said that he's a 3,000-year-old being, and he's, you know, but that's all cult stuff. That's a part of a cult. He's first and foremost, you're a Muslim, and that's not that, and that it conflicts with each other. You can't believe that, but believe that. That conflicts with each other. So these are very confused people, and we all know that God is not the author of confusion. So if you see Kevin Gates being confused, you know, have a cross on him, but yet he's offering salat, then he's saying that, you know, he's chosen, and then he comes and say that he's a 3,000-year-old being, but he just looks 33, and he comes from. These are all the same thing, and one of the things that I have to keep stressing over and over and over again is that me they know that I couldn't join them because these people aren't like me. What do I look like joining a program of people that's nothing like me and that could never be on my level? Like, you know, I spoke about one of my brothers. You let him join. You let him. You are interested in him, but bring me through hell in order for me to join. No, I would never join anything. You would never be able to get a righteous person to accept or associate themselves with these types of groups. You can never do that. We have to stay outside of those groups because, like, I know my brother, I know him, I know, um, The girl, I know her. I know who she's associated with. So if y'all are associated with her, but want me to submit to that, that'll never happen. That would never, ever, ever happen. So the best thing for them to do is to watch, stalk, and monitor and harass people like me because maybe they want to be who I am, but they simply cannot be that. And that's just the bottom line. Some of us are the truth, and they may say they are the truth, but people that are the truth don't work with liars. The girl is a bona fide liar. My brother is a liar. You know what I mean? And a thief. The girl is a liar and a thief. She's a liar and a thief. These are things that I know. These aren't things that I'm saying to put somebody down. These are the characteristics that these people have that I know they have. I know they have. I'm not a liar or a thief. Anybody can lie. Anybody can steal. But if that's not your one of the things that that you do, that's not what you do, then you're not that. But if this is something that you do, then that's what you are. If you're a bona fide liar, if if you lie 75% of the time or 85% of the time, 90% of the time, you're a liar. You tell the truth maybe 10% of the time. Maybe you might tell the truth, you know. Or if you don't have a problem with stealing, you know, just because you can steal, like you could just go in the store and just put something in your pocket as opposed to, yo, I need this, so I'm going to take that. Or, oh, this just landed on my lap. Let me keep this. It's different than a person that you could have money and still just steal. That means that you're a thief. Whether you have money or you don't have money, whether you're starving or you're full, you're still going to steal. Some people may steal out of, you know, starving, and even then they still won't steal because that they're not a thief. That's not a part of who they are. But then there's people who do that, and because that's who they are. So I know that the girl is a liar and a thief because I'm amongst her. And you, as somebody that's trying to, you know, wean you away from that, somebody that's trying to keep you out of that or try to teach you how to come out of that. And yeah. So I just felt like sharing that because people wanted to know about planted homes and how do they get the cameras and stuff in there. They're already in there because people are already set up to be a part of that that program. But just by saying that, you know, it's neighborhood watch, it's community watch or community surveillance. This is what a lot of people sign up for or set themselves up to be or set themselves up to be involved in. It doesn't matter if they're good or they're bad, but 9 times out of 10, these aren't good people. These are cooperative people. You know, one of the things that we should watch is the movie. It's called Assimilation. It's called Assimilation, and then there's another movie you would watch. It's called Await Further Instruction. These two movies you would have to watch. So in the sense of assimilation, when I see that, that's when I spoke about, you know, the peace sign, how everyone starts showing the peace sign, everybody starts showing this sign, and you know, it's not something that's within them, it's something that they see, and as they see it, they show their assimilation by that sign. That's why they might show that sign. It shows that I'm assimilating, and then there's some that simply cannot assimilate because we have our own mind and I have our own ideas. You know, have our own. We follow our own heart. You know, so these are things that we have to understand about the program, because if not, then we'll still be in the blind. But they have homes that's planted, you know, and it's everywhere. This apartment that I'm in now, it was, you know, it came to be too good to be true. You know, it's like it's such a good deal for me to live in here. It's like, you know, how did I get this off? You would think that it's something that was it's something set up by God, because I don't do anything. I don't do anything that make me feel as though I can't be watched. I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't talk no bombing stuff. I don't talk no terrorist stuff. I don't talk none of that stuff. So I don't care about them having cameras in here, but they do. They do. Because only thing it does is weakens their program. You know, maybe they should pick on somebody else that's actually about that. Me, I'm really not about that. You know, I'm about peace, love, and happiness. And that's that. These are things that, you know, I declare openly and that you can see through my ways and actions. You know, y'all follow me around, y'all see everything that I'm about. One thing y'all do know is that I don't play that. You know, if it's problems, you know, if people think that, you know, because you're a peace loving and a happy person, that, you know, that you're just a pushover. I'm definitely not a pushover. So me being this way is a choice. This is something that I choose to be. I know good and evil, but I choose good. So some people don't know good and evil, so they can only choose what they know. So if they only know evil, they can only choose evil. Because they can only choose to be who they are. So, yeah, I just wanted y'all to be aware of the planting, that the homes that have devices planted in them. If you did not get that home built from ground up, 9 times out of 10, you're being watched and monitored. They have certain technology that you don't have any kind of understanding of. You know, when they have these chases, these police chases and stuff like that you see online, and they're being followed everywhere. What kind of technology is that? Is that the helicopter following this person? No. Those are different cameras. They have cameras that's up there in the sky that can actually see everywhere you're at. Everywhere you're at, they can see. They can pinpoint and allocate wherever you are. They can locate you wherever you are. Wherever you are, they can locate you by some sort of technology that you're simply just not aware of. So we have to be mindful of these things, because if not, we'll just be, you know, walking around all willy-nilly and thinking that, you know, these are spiritual people that can see us and they can see through our eyes and our retina and stuff like that. Nah, God said, yo, these people, they don't have that type of technology. They don't have that type of um, spirituality. They have that type of technology. So, you know, the girl, like I said, she's an ignorant girl, but she knows things that I do alone. She knows things that I do, like when I'm by myself, you know, or if I'm in another city. She knows stuff that I do out there, you know, or she might even say certain things that I know that she's, you know, watching with those people. You know, not that she's a highly spiritual, just because just that she's connected to the people that's watching you, and that's nothing special. Anybody can join anything, and anything that anybody can join, anything that can be joined can be infiltrated. So as long as you keep yourself from being able to be joined, you can't be infiltrated. Nobody can join me. She's what she is doing. She's amongst me, but she's not joining me. She's not being who I am. She's not being that type of person that I am. So she's still being the same person that she knows how to be. She's not adapting to the ways that I'm trying to show her. She's being who she knows how to be, and that's a drug addict and an alcoholic, because that's what she knows how to be, and that's all she wants to be. If she wanted to be a righteous person, she would drop whatever it is that she's doing and be righteous. Or she would make me believe that she's righteous, but all the while she would be infiltrating me. but I already know that she's not, because we could see through the veil. You know what I mean? We could see through the smoke. So, yeah, I just wanted to be um, elaborate on that, like what a planet home is, because that's how they know everything about you. And it's listening devices everywhere. You know, I spoke about that with the when I stayed in Patterson. They had the hole in the wall, and I used the RF um, sniffer, the RF detector, and you seen what they had in there. So